Dig it.
Slow Drag with Remedy. Ballyhoo and welcome. The Passion Project continues. My name is Remedy Robinson. I'm a linguist and a published author, and this is an appreciation. This is an exploration of linguistics, clever wordplay, and syntactic finesse, as framed by the peerless poetry of the modern-day master, Elvis Costello. Today's slow drag is with Turpentine from Momofuku, released in 2008. The songwriting is credited to Elvis Costello. Momofuku is Japanese for Lucky Peach and is the name of the inventor of instant ramen, Momofuku Ando. This entire album is chock-a-block full of delicious turns of phrases and dissonant soundscapes. Turpentine is the perfect embodiment of all of these fine traits and more. The structure alone, reminiscent of Imperial Bedroom's The Loved Ones, with its submerged lines, is at once orderly and wholly original. I can't tell if this is real or if I'm sleeping. I'll embroider the truth, and that so I shall reap. I took things that didn't belong to me. I didn't mean to do you wrong. What a clever embedded use of the adage, you reap what you sow. The signature slant rhymes are in their dress whites for this piece, the pleasing E sound of sleeping, reap, and me, not to mention the bond between sow, to, and do. The mitigation of sins, lying and stealing, are mentioned in a way that doesn't arouse suspicion as it quickly explains them away, deftly linking wrong and belong in the process. The structure of Turpentine is almost as gorgeous to look at on the page as it is to hear. Verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus, bridge, verse. That's a total of 5 verses and 3 instances of the chorus and the hook. I use the word hook loosely as it might be a bridge or it might be part of the chorus. I'm not entirely sure. I do know, however, that it relies on a clever motif found in many of Mr. Costello's creations, changing a word or two that, in turn, changes the meaning ever so slightly. Like in Brilliant Mistake, when he shifts "it was a fine idea at the time" to "he was a fine idea at the time" to "I was a fine idea at the time." Looking back on all that stolen time, Turpentine. Back when I was drinking, Turpentine. Don't blame me, I only took you in. It takes time to do the poisoning. So let's close the door on this and lock it. And that's all that it will ever be, just an accident of chemistry. More vices are confessed in this clever chorus: theft, drinking, and the shifting of blame. So let's just forget all about it, spoken like a true addict. I love the ambiguity of you in the "I only took you in," leaving open for interpretation whether it was a good deed or a bad deed. And if that weren't enough, the title, Turpentine, heard in this chorus, is elided, talked over, merely glossed and touched upon before moving along. It conjures a muttered and mitigated confession. You did everything to me but stopped short of murder. Couldn't move me much closer to keeping my word. While the crowds threw stones at the hangman, the sky fell down, the bells rang. This second verse shifts the focus from the first person to the second person, keeping its accusatory tone. This is certainly another hallmark of equal opportunity blame. No matter what the you has done, the truth remains a stranger. The ingenious sound found in murder and word introduces the hypocrisy of casting the first stone within the mental imagery of this public spectacle. Looking back on all that stolen time, Turpentine. Back when I was drinking, Turpentine. Don't blame me, I only took you in. It takes time to do the poisoning. So let's close the door on this and lock it. And that's all that it will ever be, just an accident of chemistry. The entire sequence of the chorus and the hook is the definition of catchy. It stays with you long after it's been uttered. Closing the door on this provides a grand opportunity to assign our own situations that we might find ourselves in while drinking turpentine. It's another one of Mr. Costello's upbeat creations that belies the seriousness of its meaning. Ere the shaft of an underground railway, a feet assassin with a hawk in a sack, the earth will offer us in when our hearts fail, as it swallowed the river running under the track. Under the track, yeah. This third verse comes right out of nowhere, seemingly unconnected to the first two verses, but trust that there's a method to the madness. It's atmospheric, spoken more than sung. It's uttered from a distance, echoed and ethereal. There's no accusation, no confession, just narration. Rail and fail, sack and track. These rhymes anchor the rest of the words around it. The earth will offer us in when our hearts fail is as profound as it is sinister. The end result of the poisoning, I'd like to think. Instead of the chorus and hook, after this ghostly third verse comes another verse, the fourth verse, one that mirrors the first verse. As I mentioned before, this piece is about as gorgeous on the page as it is to hear, the structure of which is downright architectural in nature. I can't tell if I'm dreaming or if I'll awaken with a song in my heart that is longing to break. Let it out and let it fly high, up where the spires scrape the sky. Here we have the restatement of, I can't tell if this is real or if I'm sleeping, only in reverse and with a much gentler observation maybe. There's no overt crime to be found in this verse, just an allusion perhaps to a bevy of songbirds, caged birds, escaping their confines. It's as beautiful as it is baffling. Notice that the opposite of or if I'm sleeping isn't exactly mirrored. Instead, it's or if I'll awaken. These subtle tweaks to the syntax are amazing. Looking back on all that stolen time, Turpentine. Back when I was drinking, Turpentine. Don't blame me, I only took you in. It takes time to do the poisoning. So let's close the door on this and lock it. And that's all that it will ever be, just an accident of history. Just an accident of chemistry is now an accident of history. These subtle yet powerful changes spark large disruptions in the overall flow of the piece. The use of the literal and the figurative fractures into sparkly prisms of dual meanings and rethought assertions. As we have heard, the fourth verse is a rewording of the first verse. Now, the fifth verse will use nearly the identical words as the third verse, only the fifth verse is belted out with little restraint and a sense of exasperation as opposed to its whispered and hollow sound of the third verse. Airless shaft of an underground railway, cute assassin with a hawk in a sack, the earth will offer us in when our hearts fail, swallowed the river running under the track. That's right. The effete assassin in the third verse has become a cute assassin in this fifth and final verse. But why? There are a few accidents in Mr. Costello's words, so it must mean something. Or it doesn't mean anything. Just another example of how his words remain alive. The ending flourish of "that's right" is irresistible.
Dig it.
Again, this has been a slow drag with Turpentine from 2008's Momofuku. My golly, this piece is so captivating. So many subtle shifts in words and phrases that create harmony and chaos at the same time. It's a mystery how all of its disparate parts ultimately fit together so well. But they do. Oh, how they do. The result is a pleasing, hard driving piece that stays with you much better than many pop songs do. There is a fearlessness and a well deserved mark of unbridled genius that flows through every strategically placed word in this piece. To all those who say they prefer early Elvis Costello, I will wonder aloud if they are simply not associated with the 30 plus years of sustained brilliance. And that's it for today's slow drag, my friend. Thank you for listening. I highly recommend going back and listening to episode 7 of Slow Drag with Remedy. Let's see how brave you are. It's a slow drag with no hiding place, just another gem from Momofuku. You can follow us on Twitter at Slow Drag Remedy. And of course, you can visit our companion blog for transcripts and other helpful resources included in each episode. I recommend taking a look at the written words and see if you don't agree how gorgeous they are. Everyone has a podcast, it's true, and I'm proud to say this one is mine. Please tap the Rate This Podcast link in the show notes. It's a resource for where you can leave a rating and a review. Thank you so much for listening and for getting the word out about this little passion project. It means the world. So, until next time, adieu, my little ballyhoo. Slow drag with Remedy.